Hello, everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. How are you guys doing today? Hi, Susie. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for being my crafting buddy. So I am trying some new things. I'm getting all techy nowadays. So hopefully, all this techiness will work eventually. But I'm learning. So I found out, guys, because I have a Mac and an iPad. My iPad is like an older one, but it's like perfectly functional. And so I found out that I can actually move between my computer into the iPad back and forth. Isn't that super awesome? I didn't know I could. So, anyways, that makes me super excited. It happens all the time. I get excited about the minimal things. I'm just making sure that everything looks okay on my computer. I'm very happy that it seems like it is. Susie, let me tell you, we're having a spring snowstorm. We were supposed to get like, I don't know, 12 inches of snow. It looks like it's going to round out about 6. But hey, Colorado can always take all the moisture it can. So we're very excited about our spring snowstorm. And guys, couple of few things. Let me play here, guys. I feel so efficient doing this. So don't forget that your last chance um, is coming to an end, right? We have what, 6 more days? 6 more days and we'll be May 1st. Guys, can you believe that? That always surprises me so much. It is crazy how times moves and it's just going so fast. Anyways, so don't forget that discount is up there for you guys to make the most out of it. And just the same, kind of going back to, don't forget, guys, that this is my reward for the month of April, so it will be changing soon. I am hoping to get something from the new catalog for the reward, so I'm not sure what I'm going to get yet. But if you're interested in any reward in my reward system, do go ahead and look into that. So you can okay, what I'm trying to say is scan that barcode that will take you directly to my website and to my reward system, and it will explain how it is and what the rewards look like. Yeah, well, that's the advantage you see is that I end up, I work from home, so like it or not, is I don't go places, thankfully. So that is always definitely a good thing. Um, but I'm always concerned about the others that are not, right. They're not going anywhere, or that have to go places. Okay, so I think those are mostly my announcements for the day. In case you don't know, guys, I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm trying to get this off. That was me. Sorry, I'm back. I'm trying to get this thing off. Oh, because I just hit the wrong thing. And so I was hoping that, oh my God in heavens, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get that thing off me and now I can't. There it goes. Phew. Sorry, I'm still learning this new thing about the host codes. So sorry about that. I was saying that thankfully I don't have to go because I work from home, but I'm always concerned about those that do. I don't think I have any other more announcements, but we can always revisit later. And sorry about my coming and going. I'm still learning. Okay, here I go. At least these I know how to make. Yay! Anyways, so we're going to be making another diamond foil. So, Susie, I hope this is the one that you saw initially. Maybe. I don't know. It's pretty simple to make. And I really liked it. And I have 3 other samples for you. A couple of announcements that I kind of said earlier in my video last weekend was that I was hoping, or I am hoping, to do a few changes, and some of it is those of you who are coming to the live will be quote unquote eligible to get a one of the cards for, I will send you one of the cards. um I'm still trying to figure out the, how's it called, like if there's a software that will do the winner, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to figure out how to do it without or being the fairest possible. So hopefully we'll get there. And I can see my hands are going crazy and getting these all crazy. Let's see. Okay, we managed. Something happened there with my poor camera. Okay, so this is a simple piece. This is white cardstock. Oh, for the card, we're going to use Mango Melody. Is our way to saying goodbye to Mango Melody. But in the meantime, I'm just brought a white piece of card. Oh my God, I can't talk. A piece of white cardstock today because I think it's just easier for us to see the cuts and the score lines and all that good stuff. And since it's a template, let's call it like that, then I can write on it and you guys can ask any questions and we can do whatever is needed. It is not complicated, by the way, guys, so just saying. Okay, so this is a piece of 12 inches by 4 inches. It's very simple. We're going to align the 12-inch side to in our trimmer here to the top, and we're going to score at 2. We're going to score at 4. We're going to mark at 6, and I'll show you guys. I make a little mark there with my scoring tool. We're going to move and score at 8, and then score at 10. And you really don't have to open your trimmer even. All you have to do is, turn it around and you could score again at 2 and at 4. I am a friend of moving forward for whatever reason. It just kind of makes me happy. But you don't need to do that. So pretty simple score. So 2, 4, 8, and 10. And then we made some marks here at the 6-inch mark, and I am just going to mark it with my pen, which by the way I kind of did with my other one too. If it's easier for you to see, then that's fine. I just marked it here for our purposes, but you can just erase it, right? So no big deal. Now we are going to do more or less what we did for the double diamond card. And again, I'm going to come here and I'm going to mark my last score here, and I'm going to do the same one here at the 2, and I'll show you why, because just is easier for us to see what I'm doing. So we have them marked at the 2-inch line and at the 6, and then at the 10-inch line. Okay, so or score line. So we are going to align our little dot here, which is our middle score, and our 10-inch score line right there. And we are going to score all the way. And then we're going to move again and do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm just making sure you guys can see. I'm going to move a tiny bit this way. Here we are. So we're going to move the exact same thing. We're going to align this other side of that score line. And there it is. Here's my little dot, and we are going to score. That's not very well scored, so I'm just moving a little bit better. It's not well centered, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, right? So align our little dot there in the trimmer, and then our little mark as well at the last score line, and then we're going to do the same thing. Whoops, there we go. I'm kind of getting there. There we go. And that is really the card. That's all we need to do. So let's go ahead and fold this together. And this will fold. First, I'm going to fold the vertical lines, and that will go, so that's valley, kind of exactly like the other one, mountain. And then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to fold valley, and mountain. And if you guys don't know what valley and mountain means, it is just the folding like this would be valley and this one will be mountain. And I guess if you see it this way, it makes a lot of sense, right? Because valley, you could call it a V. Some people, I've heard people calling these a V. I like the valley mountain because it's pretty clear in my brain. So that's pretty simple. So that's the first two scores we're going to make. And now we are going to, exactly like we did in our diamond fold, we're going to get that diagonal score. We're going to go ahead and fold them, and we are folding mountain. Okay, so that way, and going to do the exact same thing, folding mountain, and we got another score there, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, folding mountain and scoring, increasing that score line, and folding mountain and increasing that score line. If you guys have any doubts, please reach out. My email is maria@mariascraftingcorner.com, and you can always reach out if you have doubts or if I did not explain this well. Mention it in the comments or mention it in the chat if you're live, so we can correct that. And then this is very simple, kind of like the other one. We'll go ahead and get this. Well, it was simpler. Did I do this wrong? No, there we go. So, sorry. We'll push this one. There we got one. We'll push the other side, and then let's push in there. It's kind of harder to push. Okay, guys, push the other one. Sorry. Push this one. It's just harder to grab it all with my small hands. There we go. And then we have a rebellious one. There we go. And that's your card. Isn't that super simple? So let's repeat that folding. Now it's already very well folded because now it knows what to do, right? But we push in this triangle that we just formed, we pushed in the middle down, and then we get this, and then we can push this this second triangle in the middle down. We come to this other triangle, push it down, and this was the last one, and we push down. And of course, all those need to be all those need to be scored in order to stay. I'm not going to do a whole lot of scoring because reality is, this is not the card. This is just our template. And that would be our card, which would stand on its own. I've seen people, I said this a couple of times, decorating it this way. I like it this way. We can try maybe later to decorate it the other way. It may be fun too. Let me remove these out of the way. Okay, so this is our card. Like we did in the double diamond, these I guess these three sides will need to be decorated. If you use designer series paper, then you save yourself a lot of time because then you don't have to cut these. I, of course, did not do that for a couple of reasons. Let me move this back out here. We are going to be using today our Taco Fiesta. And guys, I absolutely love these stamp set, and I am so super happy that it is moving to the into our next annual catalog. That made me very happy. You guys know I love my coloring. It's part of my therapy, and so I am very excited. You know what I really want? I want for them to do the dies. Just because I feel you would be able to do a whole lot more if you had dies with it. I don't know if you guys remember for the mini catalog last year, at some point they released a lot of dies that right now, by the way, they are all in clearance. They had the birthday piggy dies, and then they had the Jedi dies. Anyways, there were a lot of dies that they released afterwards, and so I am a big fan of dies. I have to tell you, I don't have how is it called? Scan and cut, or one of those. I don't have one of those machines. I have a Cricut. I have not played with it to kind of do the cutting. I should. It looks like I have some learning to do. But anyways, I love this set. And like I was saying, I was writing my blog today, And I was thinking, I have a few friends that really like burritos and tacos and everything. So this is probably another of the reasons why I really love this set. Let me see. By the way, just I forgot, you will get those measurements down below and they will be also linked to my blog. Okay. So let me remove these out of the way. And I'm going to bring our Mango Melody, who is sadly retiring. I absolutely love this color. Is the right deep color of yellow I like. So I wanted to use something very, very happy for these stamp set. And the funny thing is, I don't know why, but I do associate with tacos and Mexican and the Mexican culture and the Latin culture in general, like bright colors, right? Like bling colors. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I was not able to really get a like a designer series paper that really matched what I wanted, because I really wanted something that went along the lines of red, Sweet Sorbet, which were the colors that we used: Sweet Sorbet, Mango Melody, and I used a color combo of lemon. Oh my god, I forget its name. Lemon lime twist. Uh, oh yeah, good. Well, I finally found it. Um, and the Parkit Party. I do have all the new colors, cardstock and everything. Like, well, I didn't get the blends, but I did get all the ink pads and the cardstock, right? So, anyways, so very simply, we're going to go ahead and fold these together. Again, we're folding mountain, and we're folding this one mountain as well. And then we are going to do the same on the other side. And this cardstock is so thick. I am surprised how thick this cardstock is compared to others. And I've said it before, one of the reasons I really love Stampin' Up! Is because their quality is so good, right? Okay, so we're going to do the same fold. So push in the middle. We got one, and here we are actually going to crease those score lines really well, because it will help later. Then we're going to push the second one and go ahead and score, and we're going to, oh my god, I keep saying score, increase that score line very well. And we're going to move to the other one and do the exact same thing. We're going to fold that and use our bone folder. Whoops, that's alive. Let me see. There. And crease those lines. And we have one last one. Okay. And we're going to crease those lines as well. Sometimes I found out, and I don't know if you guys saw that, sometimes I found out that, of course, the scoring is not perfect, and I am not perfect, so that does not surprise me. And so when you fold it, it does not want to go straight. I found out that as long as you like push it backwards, which is what I did, it was pulling here a little bit, so I pushed it backwards and did the that creasing. That helps keeping it in one place. And then I'm going to do some extra burnishing on those score lines, and here too. I think that one is okay. Good. So this is the card that we're going to be decorating today. I love this color. I have to say, guys, it's so super cute. Okay, so I'm going to put these here for a minute. And I'm going to bring all my little pieces, because same as always, guys, here's all my little pieces. The first thing I am going to do is we're going to do some cutting first. I'm sorry. And this is from the Butterfly Kisses. This is a paper that I am not sure if it's actually still available. Maybe it's not. I'm not sure. And this is a square that measures 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And it's really interesting. I have to tell you guys, I realized that when you're cutting triangles. Like I have to cut a fourth of an inch instead of an eighth of an inch, and it just kind of works better for me, because what I'm trying to say is technically this is what is going to decorate these bees, and this should be technically 4 by 4, and so I tried a 3 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and that didn't work. Now the other important thing is about these is that, okay, I just forgot that. It'll come to me. Okay, so now we are going to cut these in half and mark it in half, and then we're going to do all the cuttings. The half of 3 3 3/4 is 1 7/8. Okay, so we're going to align there at 1 7/8, and I am just going to score softly because this is the sign of series paper and we don't want to break it. And the same here, we're going to score at 1 7/8. And now we have, and I'm just going to put in here, I'm going to mark a little bit more that line. And now what I am going to do, let me see if you can see it, is I'm going to bring here my pen and mark the middle, okay, which is where those two lines intersect. And we are going to cut. So I am just going to align all 3 pieces. So this edge, and that little dot that I made. There they are. And I'm bringing my blade a little bit inside the paper because we've had this conversation that if you kind of take the blade straight into the corner, it may just torn it or just get it wrinkled, and so we don't want that, right? So okay, I'm aligning this again, and we're going to go ahead and cut, and we are going to go ahead and align these. So now you have here, if you see this, if I fold this, we have one piece, and we have the 2 other pieces. So one of these will do one side and the other one will do the other side. So I am going to align these at 1 7/8 because I know that's the measurement, right? And cut that one. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing here. And actually, I just decided I am going to cut this instead, this way. And I'm going to tell you why, because that gives me, if I would have cut this, then I have just this 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 little square, and I need a place to hold it so I can cut. That makes it easier, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to align this cut to that cut in there. This corner and that corner, and then align them. We're setting it diagonally, and we are going to cut that. And now this one I can cut in here, in that same score line that we have created. And just like we've done before, just being mindful of that corner, we are going to score it from the back. And now we have our 4 pieces. And we're going to repeat that process here. We have, again, one here, and then this one will go through. So we are going to get this way. Whoops. We are lining at 1 7/8. Very simple. We're cutting one piece. We are going to do the same thing. We're going to line this corner with that corner, like that. Align them diagonally, right? And then we're cutting, and we are finally cutting just these other piece, which actually, if you align these at 1 7/8, it's just the same measurement. We're going to move our blade all the way to the back there so we don't damage that other corner. And then now we have our 8 pieces. And I think that's all the cutting we have, and that's why I want to get rid of that. Okay, let's get decorating. So let's talk about this piece. I did not want to do these on camera just because it takes a little bit of time, but all I did was using Sweet Sorbet, Mellow Mango, and a Lemon Lime Twist with my blending brushes. And, oh my God, I had it, no, here it is. And then I run it through the embossing machine with these Stampin' with this embossing folder that it's called. And as you can tell, it left an impact. So I have to clean this one. See that? Can you see it? Which I love. And it is called quarter foil. Okay. Quarter foil tile, I think is how it's called. My pronunciation, but it is lovely. And I think this is moving into our new catalog as well. But you see what I'm saying? How vibrant and happy this is. And it just looks so super cute. So I am going to layer this in just some white because it all together looks so beautiful. And here's my other piece. And again, this is just blending. So using your inks and your blending brushes. And that's what I got. Because I kind of the same thing. I knew that these two pieces are two. So these two pieces are 2x4, right? So I needed a 4x4 square. And what I did is I cut the 4x4 square and then I started ink blending so I could have some good old fun. Let's go ahead and do this. And then these match exactly the color I wanted, right? That's the important thing. There was not a piece, a designer series paper that really had like these three colors together. And that is why I'm like, okay, I guess it's gotta be what it's gotta be. I am going to make my own paper, which I rarely ever do. I like paper very much, so I like using the paper I have. And we're going to do the same one here. We're just going to put some Stampin' Seal Plus, which is a very, very good adhesive. And we are going to center here and adhere our two layers. So another important thing, and it's again, those measurements will be down below, but this is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8, and this is just an eighth smaller. So 3 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. Man. So I had chosen to kind of create a continuum, right? Like this is how this would look if it were together. That's how it look. Doesn't that look super fun? It's just super, super happy. That's how I see it. It's a really happy color, right? Blend. And so, and they match very well together. Now, if you notice, I did go red, yellow, green, and then, yellow again, just because when the red and the green match together, it kind of gives a little like, not a beautiful color, but like this, it looks wonderful. So what I'm going to do is put these pieces in that way. So it kind of keeps continuity, at least in my brain it does. I'm not sure if it really does, but at least in my brain it does. It doesn't really matter, right, how you put them. So, and these again is an eighth smaller. They got stuck. Okay, Maria. And there we go. We have one and we have the other. And so the only designer series paper we're going to be using, it's these from the butterfly pieces, because these two pieces I also created, quote unquote, my designer series paper, kind of following that color scheme, right? I was very much into my greens. And so all I did, let me bring here, is get one of these stamps. Whoops, in the stamp set. Where are you? Which is this one. And it's just, it's like a couple candies. And I forget how you call this two things. But anyways, I just went with those three colors again. And put them all together. And I think it just gives such a nice finishing touch. Because this is what it is, right? Like to me anyways. To me, making a card, I mean, you can put a lot of things in it if you want, but for me, I like to have like something deep and then something less mixing and matching. And that's why I like this one, these pieces, because then it kind of keeps it all together very, very well. So let's go ahead and adhere these two pieces. I'm going to use my glue. I have said this many times, guys. This glue bottle is amazing. I used the glue for a while. I really did not. It was not like the best glue for whatever reason. It was not a Tombow, so I don't know what glue it was. It was just not, but it didn't last very long. And I just started putting my Tombow in here, and then it just works wonderfully. Um, yeah, I love that it's a small, and it allows me to have more control. Those of you that been here before know how much I struggle with the glue. It's just like it always goes all over the place. So it is what it is. Anyways, now we're going to go ahead and adhere all our little pieces, right? And it's almost like playing Tetris. And I am trying to make sure that these kind of match. Kind of there's continuity to those pieces. I had the funniest thing, and I'll tell you more a bit of it. So I, of course, you guys know I always make. Is this going the wrong way? This is going the wrong way. Um, I have told you guys that since I started being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I had a full year worth of work, like that means last year, I had decided that if I work on making a Christmas card for every life, then by the end of the year, I have like at least 36. I mean, technically it will be 48, right? But the reality is, sometimes I skip or sometimes whatever. So I will have at least 36 cards, I think, in total. And that makes me super excited because then I am fairly done with my Christmas cards. And I'm making sure again that these two have the same lines and that they match. So it works. It keeps that continuity. It's pleasing to the eye. And here comes the other one. I have to say, it's so funny to see because I I realize that I don't always use my embossing folders. Like I forget if their existence every so often, and I just find it so funny that every time I use it, I'm like, oh my god! But this is just so beautiful. Why am I not using this more often? So yeah, that's a discovery I've made, and so I'm aligning these again, trying to putting this puzzle together, and that's how it will go. And oh my god, in heavens, Maria. So, by the way, as you guys can tell, I'm not a puzzle person. My brain, I guess, doesn't work that way for some reason. So, it's not the easiest for me. I am making this much more complicated than it needs to be. The good news is, in spite of it, it all aligns and it keeps that continuity. It's less noticeable in this case, right? Because they're just stripes. And so it does not make like a huge difference. But I feel that it helps a lot. Like if I put this, which it would not happen, but if I put it this way, I think it would be very noticeable, right? But if you put it this way, then it keeps that continuity and it's just pleasing to the eye. So let's go ahead and glue this last one. Let's see if I make this the right way. Yep. Oh, so I was telling you, so I made a Christmas one. Yes, I did. And I was using the gnomes, right? Because those are one of my favorites. Actually, guys, I can't believe this, but I used all the gnomes paper. So at this point in time, I'm officially done with all the gnomes paper. And I was kind of sad to see it go, but I was also excited because then it gives me kind of an excuse to buy new paper, right? Okay, so this is how this is going to go looking for now. I think it looks super cool. And then you open it and you have a splash of color. So we are going to do a tiny checker card in here. I did that with my last one and I really loved it. So I have already cut beforehand using the stylish shapes. I cut this is the biggest of the squares and this is the third one of, so if you're coming from big, the next one and the next one, so this will be the third one. And we are going to use this in here like that. And I already cut a piece of our acetate coal window sheet too, so it fits perfectly on it. So let's go ahead and bring, and for these I'm actually, if I find it, I'm going to use tear and tape. And I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I'm using this on the right side, because I don't know if you guys notice that definitely when you use your embossing machine, it has a very clear side, right? Like one is definitely the correct side and the other one is not. And it's so sad because I've had so many times that like, especially if I'm putting like a sentiment, and then I'm like, guys know I'm a friend of turning around the paper and try to do it again, but you just can't do it there like with this one, because the stitching looks right this way, but on this side it looks like it's backwards. And I'm going to bring my take your pick, which I've always said is like my right hand, and if you don't have one, you need one. I don't know, guys. So being a crafter for a very long time, right? You kind of like brainwash yourself with things you don't need, right? It's like, oh my God, come on, people. That is just being, what would be the right word? Like being elegant. Why are you buying these pieces for blah, blah, blah? And then I started using it. I bought it and started using it. And I'm like, how did I ever do this without the take your pick, right? It's just so funny. Okay. And we are going to align these two and put them together. And there we go. And I'm aligning as best as I can. I'm doing this in my hands, oops, so you guys can see better. Okay, I think I got that one. So I'm going to move my finger there that got stuck. And now we have our little window. And I'm going to bring our little pillow to put some in here, just to take off the what's the name of this thing? The static, sorry. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of the cleaning there. Okay, and now we have our little window here that is going to go in here. And this is going to be pretty simple because I'm not going to put anything underneath thing out here. I'm going to keep the bright mellow mambo color, and we are going to bring these, which are called loose daisy embellishments. They belong to, I forgot which suite it belongs to, but I really like them. These are super, super cool. So Maria is kind of like, we all know I'm kind of on the messy side, right? So I do things a little bit different when it comes to shaker cards, because whenever I try to do it in a different way, it never works. I'm going to bring our styrofoam strips, which I absolutely love for shaker cards. I think they're just perfect, right? They're the perfect width. They're the perfect height too. I know I've had this conversation with you guys about how many of these I've used in the past that are not as good. And I am going to move this to the end. Now, if you prefer, you can absolutely use I don't even know how you call it, fake shaker card or something like that. I did that on my other card, on my Christmas card, and I liked it, but I felt there was not enough movement for the little pieces. And so I decided that I was going to do a shaker card. And since shaker cards are really so simple, it's not a big deal. So I'm going to put this little piece in there, and I'm going to bring another piece to cut in here. And I am doing that because it looks much better when you have a whole piece, right? When you do this and you have the whole piece, it looks much better than having two little pieces. So, which is again one of the reasons why I love this piece. And I'm going all the way there. I don't know if you can see, and cut it. Okay, so that looks really, really cute. So this is what I do because, again, I am messy and I have had things splashed all over. So I am going to straighten these up a little bit, and I'm going to put actually my things here. And I'm going to bring a few of these. Oh my gosh, I actually have a little tiny spoon that I got from Amazon a long time ago. This is the one I use for my embossing powder. And so I'm going to bring that. And now they're there. You know, the real professionals do this in a way that they just, they just like go ahead and like put the stuff here. I don't know what they do. I found out that in my case, it just does not work because Maria is too messy. And so I'm just going to bring that window sheet already done and center. Whoops. Before I do that, let me do this. So get your pillow and kind of rub it all over that side. So this side is less sticky, and then our ornaments will move back and forth. Okay, now we center that, and that's what we are going to have. So see how cute it looks? Like, I love checker cards, but then again, I'm a little kid at heart, so that is just a reality. So I'm going to move that out of the way, and now it's time for decorating. And of course, I played a lot with my stamping blends, guys. I had a lot of fun, as you guys can tell in here. So my thought is we're going to grab this beautiful piñata little thingy, and we're going to put it in here. And then I got, whoops, here's his sombrero. So we're going to bring our sombrero guy, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put all these things, but we are going to use them all. Now, let me show you. I want to tell you guys, don't be scared of mixing and matching when you're using your blenders. Of course, as you can tell, it kind of went a little bit because it was so much alcohol, and I was using over and over again. But I used red, darker red. I used some yellow and some orange and some greens, right? And it just gives this really realistic look for these jalapeno, right? Like it's not ripe yet, and then we have its companion that it's pretty ripe, right? So I like it. My fussy cutting was not very good on this one, but it happens, so I'm not too concerned about it. And we can put our 2 jalapenos like that, and I think it looks super cute. And then I also have one of these friends, and I don't even know where I want everything. I have not thought about much of this. The only other thing I have really thought about is of cutting these little pieces and put them like all over our frame here, where we're going to put that. But I'm going to put that ahead out there for a minute, and I'm going to bring my Stamparatus. And like I've said in my previous videos, I am very sad it's going away. I'm very sad for the people that does not have it. But it's not me, because I have it already, and I cannot live without my Stamparatus, let's be completely honest. For many things, but like those dual tone, not dual tone, how's it called? Those double stamping, or yeah, it's just, I love my Stamparatus. It just helps me. Now, Susie is the one that reminded me a while ago that if I put one of our cases underneath our fold here, it will hold these steady, and it's much easier to stamp. And I'm using our Sweet Sorbet, and by the way, be very careful because this is definitely a very strong red. And I'm going to bring that in here. And it doesn't matter that it's backwards, I guess, Maria, because in the end, would it matter? No. I'm going to go ahead and get that. And there you go. And even though I use my Stamparatus, it's not, yeah, it's okay. I'm going to bring a piece of my chamois. Guys, I know it looks very disastrous, but it looks okay, and it works. And I'm just going to clean the whole thing because too much red, and red is definitely a dangerous color, which reminds me, let me close this before any disaster happens. And I'm going to bring one of my very well-loved little rags too in here. So if you don't have your Stamparatus, they're going to keep it until they sell, until supplies last. So I would recommend you go ahead and get it. You can go and visit my online store. And again, I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's move that in here. And I did that because I need a place to know where I'm going to put our Holy Guacamole. It's super thick. And I think I am seeing it like here at the bottom. And I think I like it there. And so actually I'm going to put the glue there. And then we're going to put this on the bottom. So let me move this a little bit here so you guys can see. And I'm sorry about the glare there. I am centering but leaving a little bit of that corner. You can see it. And I think I like that better. And we are centering this as best as we can. It will glue it here in a minute or two. And then I like our piñata friend right in there. Maybe to the more toward that corner. And yes, same as almost all the time, I'm going to use some dimensionals. I have to be mindful that there are places where I'm not going to need a dimensional. So I'm also going to bring my mini dimensionals. Let's see, one for here. So I'm putting one in there, and then we'll need one in here. I'm almost done with this dimensionals. I can't believe how fast it's been going. Okay, and I would say one in the head. So it's very steady. This will end up being a, sorry, 4x4 card. So very easy to send. And then I did not put a dimensional here because this is obviously not going to be stuck anywhere. And so we have that this much decorated. So my thought was, I was thinking again of using some of these almost like embellishments, right? So if I cut this one here, oops, there it is. So we can put them all around. And I'm very sad because Maria, so guys, I don't know if you know this, but I kind of try to make everything last very long. And I tried to sharpen the nips yesterday, and I don't think I did a very good job, by the way. So there's that. So if we put this one like that, I want to put it there. So let's put some glue in here. And then we are going to put some glue. And going back to the, when you're using your alcohol markers, don't be shy to mix and match colors. Like this has a little bit of brown towards the end here. So it gives it more of that darker kind of setting. I'm going to put my other one there. I just think it looks so much fun. And so let's see. Do I want this guy like here with the nachos? Maybe let's move the nachos for a minute. Like that. I think I want him there. What do you guys think? Maybe there is where I want him. So I'm going to make sure I'm putting the glue where I need to. So I'm moving it all the way there and putting him right there, almost aligned with that shape. And this shape is also from the Stylish Shapes. Now I'm going to bring the nachos that actually had some glue already, and we're going to put them underneath our cacti guy here. And I'm just going to push a little bit so it all gets well stuck. And so now when you see this, it looks very, very nice because the white brings really up these colors, right? Because it's just so plain on the front that it brings up these colors. Okay, let's keep going. So we have a whole lot of jalapenos. I guess I like jalapenos, guys. We have a taco there. I am thinking I may bring the, oh my God in heavens, where's my, I may maybe bringing my sombrero here to my friend. And I'm just going to put some little dot of glue in here and put his sombrero on. And I'm just pushing this all the way there. And same as always, I made a mess with glue, right guys? It's just always the same. And we can bring this one here and we can put the two jalapenos in here. I think that they look so cute in there all together. I want this one first, not on the right side, Maria. And look, I just want to show you guys before I put it, like how many colors I used in it, trying to get exactly the color I wanted. And I'm going to put him there, and then I'm going to bring the other jalapeno, the red one. And we are going to put it on top of it, just like so. And I even have a tiny baby jalapeno, all in green. And we are going to put it just like there. And I'm just pushing it all so it all gets all glued up. And now I'm going to do what I was telling you guys. I'm going to bring another one of these. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to put another one in there. And I'm going to bring, I cut a few of those. Whew. Okay, it was moving. I almost messed it up. And I am rounding this a tiny bit. And we're going to put this one in there. So we have all these little tortilla chips just around our border, and I think that looks so cute. Or different, right? It's just different. Okay, that one is already stuck. And now we still have these. I'm not going to use that friend. I colored that one on olive oil, I think. Olive oil. Oh, guys, old olive, and that just did not. It's not the exact same green, right? So I'm just making sure this is exactly where I want it. And then I still have this one, but I think it's going to go and not be put in. And guys, that is our card. So this is the card. This is still moving. So let me move that back in there. And then when you open it, you have that. Then here you have your shaker card. And I absolutely love that you have that shaker card. And of course you can send it like this. In the past, in some of the others, and I didn't do it here, I put I want to say it's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square in here in case you want to write something. I did not do it in here, but it's just the same. So guys, what do you think? Do you like it? Please let me know if you like it. If you hear the knocking, it's my dog trying to get in because they're probably pretty sad that I locked the door before they were in, so they could not be part of my life today. Okay, let me bring the others. I think you're going to like them. So this is the other one. There you go. It's super cute. This one is using crumb cake. Yes, this one is using crumb cake base, as you can tell. I actually cut extra by accident, and so I decorated this as well. Might as well. And these are all color, using blends, but most of it is just using their paper, and that's also cutouts from the paper. And this is the one that I was telling you guys that I used, the shaker, however it's cute called, and I just feel that it does not have the same movement. Okay, this is not looking good, but see, like you can hear the movement here, but you don't hear it here. Maybe I put far too many in here. That could be part of it. But that was, that's the next one. Now, I think, Susie, you're really going to like this one. And this is using one of Susie's favorite papers. And I love it. Now, I don't know what you think, but this is the Moody. No. Is it? Yeah, this is the Moody Mauve color. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but to me it is much closer to the color of the foil than the Fresh Freesia. So I love this color combo with the is it the no, it's the Moody Mauve. Let me bring it. Yeah, there's the Moody Mauve. So it really looks like it was done to be made in this. And I'm using the, oh my god, Sentiment Park. Yeah, I think it's Sentiment Park I don't remember. But this is, look how cool. This is one of the newer embossing folders. And I love this one. It's so beautiful. And so it's very simple, right? It has just, is it Pedal Park? Pedal Park, I think is what it is. And so I just used this, just very simple, those colors, black, white, and the moody mauve. And then in the bag is probably one of my favorite colors, which is that Pebble Path color. Is that warm gray. I love warm grays. I feel that they're so useful. So this is the back is using that color. And like I was telling you guys, this is, I put a square here just in case you want to write a special message. But there is your card, and I really like this one. Now, as you guys can tell, I was having a little bit of fun coloring this weekend. So this is the next one. Yes, I used and I made another mail card, and oh my god, it's so funny. So I am using for this one the Sahara Sand and the By the Bay paper, which is really one of my favorite papers because I love that specialty paper they did. It's amazing. And so, and I'm using Brew for You. I always forget the names, guys. I'm so bad. But I love this one, right? I love that. It's just so much fun for a guy. And I, of course, I did some coloring here. And what I use Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie, and I always forget which one is this one. And the dark Dappily Delight, and then some pool partying here. Very lightly. I don't know if you can tell. And then, yeah, I really like this one. I love this one for a guy, but it feels like I rarely ever used anything for a guy. So it's super cute. So there you go. Those are all your cards. I think this one is a little bit moved. Is it me? Oh no, it's centered. Hey, how are you, Mary? How you doing? I hope you're doing okay. We have not had a chat lately. So, anyways, this is the card we made today, Mary. What you think? Isn't it super happy? I just love this card. These colors are like, I am a happy person. Let me make your day happy. Anyways, these are our 4 cards for today. I figured, Susie, you were going to like this one because this paper is probably one of my faves too. I absolutely love it. I'm so sad that Stampin' Up does not carry paper over, right? It's usually just for the mini catalog, for the annual catalog. But this is, yeah, this is one of my favorite papers. So, and again, it really matches that moody mauve. Very beautiful. Okay, guys, so these are, let me center these a little bit here towards the center. These are the 4 cards we made for the 4 cards with this tie diamond fold. And I hope you guys like them. Please let me know in the comments which ones you like the best. And I guess I was thinking of something else, but it always happens. It just goes away. Anyways, so I love all of them. I really like this one. I am sad that I probably put too many of the little sequins and whatever. And this one actually has, this is probably one of my favorite sequins. They're called the Sparkle and Shine sequins assortment. And guys, I love them because they're just so cute all together. But I also used some of the, and I forget how they're called. I don't think they have the name. These ones. I love these sequins too for shaker cards. But anyways, let me know which one. Oh, thank you, Susie. I'm so glad you like them. I thought this one was happy. Again, Christmas is my thing, right? But this way, like I said, I will have them almost done by the end of the year. And I really like this one. Probably because I like the coloring of very much. Like I like how well it ended up being colored. And sometimes, when you're using blenders, it kind of looks like this. Like it's not like a perfect transition kind of setting, but it works so well for the for the beer. I love that, right? It really worked well for the beer because the beer has that you never see it like completely um, solid color. It has like that. I don't know how you call it, but anyways. So these are the cards, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Susie. I'm so glad you like them. Mary, let me know which one you like the best. Don't forget that our new catalog is coming May 1st, guys. I have like all these things I want, and it's like I don't know what to tell you guys. It's like asking. It's like Christmas, right? Every time there's a catalog, it's like Christmas. So that makes me very excited. Okay, let me move back up here. I'm getting better at this. I'm sorry, guys, that I kind of messed it up completely with the back and forth. I was trying to be this professional, and it didn't happen very well. One last thing, guys. This is our next paper pumpkin kit. I love my paper pumpkin kit. So if you are interested, do go and get it. I do have, so hopefully this is going to work well. I do have see, it does not. I have to learn how it works, but I do have a barcode for it, guys. So if you just need to bring your phone to it and scan it with your camera, and it will take you directly to my Paper Pumpkin Kit website, and you can sign for it. It's a lot of fun, guys. I really, really love it. I don't know how else to tell you guys, but I really love it. Oh my God, here we go again. I just need to figure out how to work this out. It will eventually work out. So there we go. Haha. Eventually. I have to play with it a little bit more. But all that being said, thank you so much for being here. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night and of your week. And see you hopefully through the weekend as I play with my Paper Pumpkin kit, which actually came in today. My I guess it's what my April Paper Pumpkin kit finally came in, and I am so excited because it's so beautiful. So I'm craving to just go and play with it. So guys, probably we'll talk through the weekend, and if not, for sure next Tuesday. Okay, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. And I forgot one thing. I always forget to ask you this. If you don't mind liking, and if you don't mind, I'm kind of seeing if everything is going well. If you don't mind, like hitting that thumbs up and sharing the video and subscribe to the channel if you're interested. It will help me with many things. It will help me, of course, maybe getting some new people, but also with the algorithm. So I know you guys are very faithful, and so if you can just like it and share it, I would really appreciate it. That's it. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.